youth homicide rate in the nation. With the contribution of teens committing crimes regularly, this year marks the third year that youth homicide rates have climbed into double digits, and casualties are steadily increasing.
It's been too
Only 9% of violent crimes against teenagers are occurring in schools were reported to the police, compared with 37% of such crimes occurring on the streets. In the past 12 months, 15% of students in grades 9 through 12 reported being in a physical fight on school property.
The rule of law really intersects with national security and national security policy, and do it well, do it thoughtfully, and I want you to know how very important it is to all of us. And as I practice in the area of international law, I know how significant these issues are.
There are 100 times more guns in the hands of children attending American schools than children having been reporting to Congress.
Losing a loved one is a painful experience that we all hope to avoid. Unfortunately, many have already experienced this.
It's a societal issue. It's something that we need to be fixing, the way society views how we treat each other, inside and outside the classroom, inside and outside the school building. I think that it's a bigger issue than just school violence. It's really just violence against humanity, violence against each other.
School violence is annoying to me. I feel like it's hilarious to me actually when I'm walking down the hall. And I'm getting to class and doing my own thing, and then somebody's like, oh, they're gonna fight. I'm like, get over yourself, dude. That's pathetic. I feel like people just use it to get the attention, and it's kind of sad to me, honestly. It's like, oh, look, I'm gonna fight, you know?
Issues, good and bad, is that we have the train station right across the street from our building. So it's great because students can use it as transportation, but it becomes scary when there's gang violence and just all around hurting each other happening as you cross the street into the train station.
When the death of a young one occurs, not only does families have to help teenagers deal with their pain, so do school officials.
I have had students who have come to me out of grief because someone, either a friend or a relative, was the victim of some type of violence. And so I've had to counsel them and try to help them get through the process of their grief and continue on, without that person that they may have loved and cherished. Sometimes kids resort to gangs and violence because they feel like they want to be accepted. Maybe they don't have the means at home or the finances to get some of the things they want, and they think by participating in the gangs and gang activity that they would be, able to get some of the things they want and also get the protection or acceptance that they're looking for.
No one is numb when it comes to the death of an adolescent. Even funeral directors are affected.
Nowadays, it's like an everyday occurrence. Every day we're hearing about youth beat up, shot, stabbed, run over. It's ridiculous.
Even though I've been in the industry my whole life, it still affects me emotionally and also the staff here emotionally. There's no way for someone to be a member of the society and not be affected by it. And unfortunately, with the rise of violence in society, it has increased the number of services we have with deaths related to violence. And it does give rise to fears that a lot of the youngsters who are growing up in this society, they are not being shown how to deal with anger. In life, everybody has disagreements. How you handle those disagreements shows how you're able to cope with society and with your fellow man.
No parent should have to bury a child, especially under those conditions. You send a child to school and you expect the child to come home.
How has the death of your son Blair impacted your family?
He was my mother's firstborn grandchild. And so you can imagine, just with her, what she's going through and what she has to deal with, just like a lot of other grandparents and mothers and fathers. Blair was not atypical or overwhelmingly, he was special to us, but if he sat next to you, you see he's just a normal young man like yourself. But the mere presence of loss is great. It's something I think about. I think about him all the time.
When a life is taken away, not only does hearts become broken, so does families.
Always, Lauren's there, always. I know that people will probably say, it's been 10 years, how can you still be thinking of her every day, or why are you not over it, or, you know, what, you still cry, or, but, you know, it's yeah, you know, you still think of her every day. She's my daughter. You know, I love her. Why would you ask me not to love her every day or think of her every day? But I likened it to if I had lost an arm, and if I would get up every day and try to go about my day without the use of an arm.
There's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
I founded and became executive director of the Blair Holt Memorial Foundation. That organization is an advocacy group, a not-for-profit organization that talks about and promotes and advocates for better gun control laws, anti-teen, youth, and gang violence. PurposeOverPain.org is a group of parents where we found ourselves at marches, rallies, vigils, talking about the issue of gun violence and how we can stop it, and coming up with trying to come up with solutions to the problem.
This has been a special report from Radium News.
The choice is yours. What will you do to prevent school violence?
I'm Robin Stark.
And I'm David Blaxton Jr.